What's good, Rob? Good to have you here. Yeah, the Bart came for us. All right, so just gonna chill for a little bit. Maybe 2-3 people will join, and then we'll take it from there. Lots of exciting stuff to talk about. A semi-major update was pushed to patch MarketSpy AR, and lots of cool things were added. Lots of garbage was taken out. Things were optimized, and we're ready to rock. Just make sure that everything is set up, all the streams, all the links are working, so people can find us. And this music is jamming right now. Jamming! It was a slow day for Bitcoin. I looked at the charts last night. We looked at them together, and we're still at the same level. 9,000 and 800. But hopefully the music's not too loud. Desktop audio 50%. Should be okay. If it's too loud, you guys let me know. For those of you watching the stream on DLive, participate, because I just added 50 Lino to the DLive chest, and once the timer's up, it'll crack open and everyone will get a little bit of crypto sprinkled in their accounts, which is always nice. Couple of dollars, couple of cents here and there. Something that YouTube does not allow us to do. And I don't know where my last night's video is, because I think I keep receiving these copy strike warnings or something in my email, because I'm using this dope music, underground jamming tracks, and they don't like that. But no, holy crypto, hold on a sec. Yeah, I mean, if that's the thing about this whole thing. If you're on DLive, then you can't see what the folks are talking about here on maybe you know what? I just had a crazy ass idea. I'm gonna pull up a chat window over here, so no matter where you are, you can see what is happening from both platforms. Let's do this. Hold on a sec. Let's do this. This is going to be awesome, people. Awesome. And then we'll get right back into the update. Okay, so we're going to look up, let's see, chat. Where should I put the chat window? Maybe I should get rid of this over here. Down. Okay, how do we do this now? How do we do this? It's the big question, isn't it? I have some privacy issues over here right about this minute, because you guys are about to see my world, my browser window. I'm about to add it in here. Nah, it shouldn't be too bad. Hold on a second. We don't have anything to hide. except the messy desktop that ain't been cleaned in 100 years now. Okay, let's see. Media source. Color space. How do we... Browser source? Is that what it is? Man, my brain's farting right now. Having a major brain fart. Don't know what it is that I'm looking at over here in this window. What kind of files? I don't want to know. But hopefully everything is deletable. I just want to purge. One day I will. I'll just select everything on my desktop and click delete. Like the Tibetan monks. Let it go. No attachment. All right. Hold on a second, people. It's all right, but there's a few of us, right? We have 3 people right now with us. Congratulations. That's a gang. 3 people's a gang. The MarketSpy gang. You know, we might as well call MarketSpy Market Ninja, because that's what it is. And a ninja is someone who is in control of their emotions, understands patience, and is also a spy. So that ninja avatar that you just sent me, Holy Crypto, that's on point. Market Ninja, my ninja. Let me see. Damn. I seriously am not seeing. Okay, browser, color source, display capture, game capture, image slideshow, media source, scene, window capture. I don't. Wasn't there like a thing called browser source? That's not it. I'll tell you what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for this. It's our time to shine, balls. CME gap. Bam! Everyone, what the fuck? Scam Wigster. You win, bears. It's a replay worth watching again and again. Alright, enough of that. So, okay. Profit. Join. Wow, I am not seeing the option to add the browser source. It's like it disappeared, man. It was here all along. I knew how to use it before through OBS streaming software, but it's gone now. Greetings, Singapore and Thailand. It's all fun under the sun. Sipping on this dump. Not really, we're hanging on the support line. It's okay. We're just chilling, consolidating. Okay, display capture, browser. I think it's browser. Yeah, you know what? I think it is browser. I'm just gonna. Hold on a sec. What is it? Chat window. Add the chat window so everyone can see it. There it is. I think I found it. I might have found it. How do I log in over here? I can't. Jesus. Okay. There's another method. There's another method to this madness. Let's try something else over here. We are going to add a browser window. That's right. And call it chat. Is that it? I think so. You can do it like this. And we can see the chat from both sides now. Beautiful. I don't know if we can minimize it or whatnot, but place it here. It's gonna mess up my setup. People, is gonna mess up my setup over here. And also, what we needs to do over here is add some transparency, maybe. We can't, can we? Can't. Trading view ID. Right on. S'more. 8900. Where can I... Hold on a second, hold on. I think I got it. I got it figured out. Let's do this. Well, you guys are more important than all this crap on my screen over here, so maybe we'll place you down here. I don't know if that would work. Is that too... Can you read this stuff? Should I? This is for the people who are on DLive and on YouTube. So that when you're chatting, you can know where it's coming from. Perfectionist. I gotta set it up right so you guys can interact with one another, whether you're watching this from YouTube or from DLive. If you're doing it from DLive, like I said, we can earn a little bit of crypto, especially if you're watching this from your cell phone. So there's that. DLive distributes cryptocurrency for you guys if you interact and watch the chat. Okay, this should be fine. I think this should be fine. It looks good. It looks good to me. I don't know about you guys, but it looks good to me. Like so. Patience. Patience, my folks. Patience. Just getting started. It's going to be fun. We'll talk about the MarketSpy AR update. It's awesome. It's awesome. The music's a bit obnoxious, but whatever. Whatever's clever for the playlist. Alright, this should be okay. This should work for us. This is fine. I can live with that. Okay, so we got disconnected. That's okay. That's okay. So here it is. Okay, so the update includes, first of all, for all of you guys who are still using the old version, you can update to the latest build of MarketSpy AR by removing it from here, pressing the X. You press delete like this. Okay, so your augmentation armor is gone. You click over here and you save your chart layout like this. So it publishes it to the cloud. It remembers the way things look. And then you go and refresh. You click refresh this whole thing, okay, on your browser. Then you go to your indicators and strategies over here. You click on it again. Go to your invite only scripts and look for ARmageddon. It should be in there. And once you load it, you'll notice something right off the bat is that it looks significantly cleaner this time around. So if you remember those purple triangles that showed up in random places, well, that signal was generated by calculation in the trend shift, in the trend direction shift, okay? And for some reason, maybe because it's Bitcoin, it worked well on stocks and Forex and gold and stuff like that. But over here, using Bitcoin, it just, every time the trend would shift to the positive, it's like someone would step in and screw everybody over and dump. So those triangles were actually a good indication of a dump instead. Weird but true. So I got rid of those because I had our member Crypto Turtle say, I still don't understand those purple triangles. What are they? And these are the same triangles that other indicators like market cipher shares and those things are just useless. So it's not here anymore. It looks much cleaner. Right now we're looking at the weekly chart over here, and you will notice we have this addition to the EMA bands, EMA ribbons. No overlapping labels. As you can see, the color is now silver. That's because this was modified. If you look at the EMA ribbons, they now have a nice gradient. The magnet line, the first 5 and 10 EMAs over here are still intact. They're blue. And what I noticed with Bitcoin, after doing lots of research and going back to historical charts, is that I saw when the candles would close below the first 5 EMA, we didn't have to wait for it to go all the way down here to the investor EMAs. When the candle would literally like close below the first EMA, it would continue pulling the price down with it. And so I figured, why don't we color that yellow? So right now we have automatic colors that change over here, and yellow in our case, in our trading suite, is the piss color. Okay, price is like being pissed away. It's a stream, it's a waterfall. You don't want to be longing that. Okay, so this is highly effective all by itself. I looked at thousands of other ribbons and I realized that a lot of them are just like sloppy. They're not functional. Some of them, they look nice, but here you get the eye candy and you get the functionality also, because now you know when it's yellow, well, it's dippity dip, at least for a few candles. Looking at the weekly, if you saw this yellow happen over here on the first dip and you saw the flag, the confirmation flag, the take money out of your long flag, then this line, this EMA ribbon would have turned yellow, which it did. And then you would have waited all the way here to and this is your $2,451 short over here. I'm not saying you would get in at the top and exit at the bottom, but what I am saying is that you'd be somewhere over here in the middle in this box at 2.5k for a 2011% 100x move. If you so wish to trade with 100x leverage, I don't recommend it. Don't do it. But these EMA ribbons are now fully dynamic and they change color based on the candle close below the 5 EMA, which is the first top line over here. Okay, when it closes below that, it turns yellow and it stays yellow until we close right above it again. So it's highly sensitive. It's not a signal, it's just a visual confirmation, a warning sign of sorts to tell you be careful, don't get too excited no matter what you see anywhere else, because a lot of the industry professionals, people are trading, literally trading bots, algorithms running off of these EMAs. So this EMA band over here is very important. The compression levels, when it compresses and then people take their positions and then it starts expanding, so we fall down below. It's all yellow from here with little hints of blue here and there. Maybe in the future release I'll make sure that if you guys think that's a good idea, I can decrease the sensitivity of this, and let's say we fall below the first, second, third and fourth ribbons, and then it will be all yellow until the same happens and it will turn blue sometime over here. So right now on the weekly, you saw that with the first candle, July 15th, we turned yellow. We closed below it, and now we're at the second candle and we're still yellow. And I don't believe that in the past we had a situation. Yes, we did. Like, for example, if you zoom out in over here, you can see, like, let's see. So right here, a little bit of blue showed up because this candle jumped up and then went right back down below it. So it might for the next week or so open a candle, will jump up, it'll turn blue again. So it's not reliable as a trading indicator. Okay, this EMA ribbon is here for your visual awareness of what is going on with the price, basically, and it looks nice. All right, and it kind of like fits the theme over here, the blue, the yellow, and the same thing happening at the top. Another important feature of this update is that now when we dip below and this twist happens and the EMAs cross one another, they turn silver. So they lose that bluish gradient color over here from blue to white, they lose that and they turn gray, which is awesome. It means it's a dead zone. You're either looking for shorts over here or you don't touch it. You don't touch it until we're in the blue again. So that's the first thing about the update. Second thing about the update is that now we have added the blue dot. The blue dot. It was requested by some fellow in our whale platoon, a local MarketSpy. I don't see him, he's not online right now, but I forgot his name, but he was there talking about how he said, can we add the bullish flags below these candles just like we have the yellow take money flags? And I said, thank you for your suggestion, we'll think about it. And I thought about it, and after 300 revisions, digging in the code, working with someone who's helping me along the way, we realized that if you add those flags, it will create a lot of unnecessary noise. And the way that most indicators work, so these signals over here are, so one thing you have to know is that these are not indicator upon an indicator upon an indicator layered on top of one another. They're actually nodes of multiple indicators using custom formulas that are looking for specific points of interest where to print the signal. So sometimes, so for example, if you look at the Confluence tab, some of these are running behind in the MarketSpy ARmageddon behind the scenes, and there's a mathematical formula that tells them to basically act together, and if they all match, it will print a signal based on the specified parameters and values that I think are optimal for both crypto and stock markets. All right, so that's the first thing you need to know. So after thinking about whether we should add the flag down here or not, I thought to myself that I better explain it to you guys. I better explain it to you well, so you know for your future reference how to approach this setup. So the reason this is called a trading suite is because these two things cannot be or are less effective without one another. As an example, if you have a green pulse signal that gets printed at the bottom over here, and you're relying on MarketSpy X, which is, mind you, the money maker here. This is the superstar, and this augmentation tool is the confirmation companion for MarketSpy X, so you can make smarter decisions with less risk and higher reward. And the way it works is that instead of using flags over here below the candles, because like I said, if you're using a single indicator, it could easily give you false positives, and in most cases that is always true, and you cannot escape that. Because if you want accuracy, then you're getting less signals. If you want quantity, then you're getting less quality, less accuracy. That's just the way it is. So instead of using the flags, the take money flags, these can be interpreted as short signals. After a while, you can observe how they interact with the candles and devise your own strategic approach to trading these signals if you so wish to interpret them as such. I call them take money flags because they're an indication I am longing from MarketSpy X and I'm exiting using diamonds and confluence from the augmentation tool. If I see only one signal, such as the blood diamond over here, and I don't see a confirmation from MarketSpy ARmageddon, for example, then I will hesitate and perhaps hold my position a bit longer until I see something that confirms an exit or an entry. The reverse is true. When looking for shorts, ARmageddon will produce those signals consistently for you. So you look for those, and you know when to exit. So basically long it from the bottom of MarketSpy X as a beginner strategy using the blue wave strategy that we talked about, and short it from ARmageddon until the bottom. MarketSpy X, big brother, tells you, okay, enough, you've held your position long enough, it's time to exit. So if you, on a weekly, theoretically, if you shorted on this flag, continue to hold your position with the X's, you're not getting any prints on MarketSpy X over here at all. You're basically trading from this entry or this entry or this entry all the way down to the green pulse signal, and this is your profit territory, which is freaking insane. The whole bear market could have been yours if we had this cyberpunk futuristic tool with us. Unfortunately, we did not, so we were stuck on lower time frames, scalping and hoping for the best, which is not a bad thing at all, mind you. We could have been better off using something that could replace trading groups or all that noise from Telegram, Twitter, etc., etc. So here's the thing, right? To the person who asked me about the request whether we can have like bullish confirmation flags, I say to you, my friend, that is a good idea, but it's not practical in this case, because we have two juggernauts of indicators over here functioning perfectly well in harmony if applied, if you apply the correct approach to this method. So instead, we created the blue dot signals. This indicator ARmageddon is in its alpha stage, which means things can change fast. Like today, you're getting less red X's now. These ticks only happen when necessary. There's less of them, but they're more quality now. I believe you have your green stop buttons over here telling you when dumpage is likely ending, and sometimes these the nodes and the way they're tied together with all these indicators behind the scenes, sometimes they all freak out. They think that they have no emotion. They don't know what's going on in the fundamental realm of Bitcoin, for example. So if they're literally seeing numbers, specific numbers that we people tell them to see and react to based on our knowledge of the markets, and they spit out a visual representation of the mathematical equation. Now, when you see them like over here, for example, you're like, oh shit, I saw this sign and I exited my position because it scared me. It said that we might be reversing going up. And as a matter of fact, if you looked down here at MarketSpy X, you would have noticed that we had this long little dip, and then we had a smaller one. We had this green signal saying that the dump is coming to an end, and we've seen an established relationship, a link. Let's call it a link from now on. The link was there. It's part of the blue wave strategy that I talked about before. The link is there, and when we have these two things happen, usually 99% of the time, except this case, I'm specifically on the weekly chart right now to demonstrate that 99% of the time we will have a swing momentum carry us all the way up, and it will come back down. In this case, it did not happen, and the first sign was that this VWAP, the yellow, thick yellow line, this yellow goo that runs here, was very small, very weak, and we were in the red. This is the Barmageddon at the bottom. It shows you the money flow activity, and as long as it's red, you tell yourselves the money is leaving the market. Folks have asked me before, Crypto Ranger, how do you know that the money is leaving the market? And I always tell them, once you have MarketSpy, you will know also. And this is how you know. Over here, we're in the green now. Long time coming. but on 13th of May on this candle we turned green, and we've been green ever since. And lots of people made a lot of money here. Now back to the update. I get carried away talking about this passion of mine over here, but you can see the blue dot was synchronized together with this stop button, which told this yellow X, this continuation dump, trend shift dump, that it's time to stop. People around the world, algorithms, trading machines, robots, bots, whatever, they saw this. Money started flowing back in. Money flow indicated, confirmed over here, and we had a nice little run to 14K from this point on. So this blue dot signal was a valid entry, and we'll take a look if it's always the case and how we can confirm. My entry, probably if I saw this, I would probably not enter. I'd probably wait all the way to 7K, 8K to enter, because we are below the yellow baseline over here. And when we saw these signals, the blue dot, the stop, the dumpage is coming to an end sign, the compression of the EMAs, and just before that, the EMA ribbon turned blue. I just talked about what happens when it turns blue. It's a really good indication that we will probably stay above it, especially on longer time frames. This is a very bold move, bold opportunity for you guys. But me personally, I would have and perhaps had entered, can't tell you, over here, because we jumped and closed above the yellow baseline, and the baseline turned aqua blue. You can see it over here. Hard to see now that the candles are blue, but we jumped above it over here, closed above it, proceeded to establish higher highs with this candle bullish engulfing, high Kanashi candles without tails hanging out of its ass, excuse my French, but that's a very bullish indication of things to come. On the weekly, that was a for sure exit, entry, and you could have just like longed over here and waited for a confirmation. Confirmation to exit, and all the way to this yellow candle. We were in the blue, very thick, very nice. This is oversold territory. We've been oversold since 5,200 over here, all the way up to 10,000, 11,500 over here. Okay, so this is it, ladies and gentlemen. The blue dot is the entry signal. Let's go back in history a little bit and zoom into Bitcoin price over here. The last time it printed the blue signal was on our run up to 20K, which was at 700, and was the open over here. It was open at 629 and it closed at 675. This candle, we had the blue dot on it. The momentum swing on MarketSpy X kept, it was wide open here. The lighter blue wave was open, it wasn't cutting into the black dark blue wave, and so this would have been a for sure. We're above the EMAs, we're above the baseline. Most importantly, we are above the baseline over here. And yeah, from 700 all the way to 20K, you could have longed this if you had the tool with 100% certainty. And fundamentals were at play, and a lot of people were talking about it, so everything could have been a confirmation. Above the baseline, the aqua blue baseline, we're good. And right before that, so this was in 17th, 24th, October 16th, 2016. And we're in the green. Look at the ARmageddon over here. The ARmageddon is telling us we are in the green, people. We're in the green. We're not having any momentum shifts over here to the downside. We're not seeing any green pulse signals over here. So very good stuff. Another blue dot appeared over here, and this would have been also a good entry for me personally, because I see that we're curving up. VWAP is pulling us all the way up to the top. This lighter blue area is wide open. We're not cutting into the... I would have exited over here probably, just because we went back to the red area, the normal selling pressure, or I would have held until the red diamond. From here to here, $143 move, 51%, and Bitcoin at that time was $260, so that's quite significant. And if we go further back, we saw this blue dot, and look what happened. I would not have longed this if we were still below the baseline, which we were. And we jump above it, and we're now pumping. We're now pumping all the way up until this flag over here. So that would have been another perfect entry. The EMA ribbon is blue. I'm not worried about this flag. This flag is just telling me that you know, consider taking your money off the table, from because this is a weekly chart. Like, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks from the signal, this flag shows up and tells you, look, buddy, it's been 5 weeks. You sure you want to hold this long? But everything down here on MarketSpy is telling you that, yes, I'm sure I want to hold it. I want to hold it still, because even though we cut into the dark area, VWAP was going up again. It was pushing us up. This yellow gooey stuff over here is the difference between volume and price. And when it goes up, it makes up for so volume is going up, right? That's how you think about it. Volume is going up. Nice entry. And that's it. And this is the beginning of Bitcoin. So very few and far in between these signals. The blue dot is a killer indication. And the next question is, thanks for the update, looks killer. It printed it over here, nice, everything's nice. Let's zoom in all the way to 1 minute and see if it's actually legit on lower time frames. And we can certainly do that. Let's go to the daily. The blue dot, fresh. Look at this. This is the blue dot over here. Momentum swing. We're confident. We're longing. We're above the baseline. I'm longing as funk over here, people. I'm longing as funk right here above the EMA. We're in the blue. It's not yellow. Above all of them. There was a compression here. We're expanding. Traders are pushing the price higher. I am longing this bad boy over here. We had a little arch over here. One of my favorite patterns, the seahorsey. I already talked about that. And we're longing this blue dot as well in Confluence. This is a confirmation tool. This is not standalone long the blue dot signal or short the flag. That's not how it works, guys. So we want to look at what MarketSpy is telling us. MarketSpy X told us a long time ago, before this blue dot, right over here on the green signal on the daily, the GPS dot over here, the green pulse signal showed up, told us get ready because we're going up. There was a link established here, a huge pump, nice little pump of a couple of $100. Then we went all the way up here. We saw the blood diamond, a little sell-off, consolidated. You could tell by the VWAP that we were going to accelerate, just because of how hesitantly it was moving to the upside and the downside. It was prolonged. Days means we waited 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. VWAP was just like hanging in there for a whole week. And then of course from this signal, precisely from this signal, we longed, we held 70 days. Might have been much for some of you, but that's a 5,342% move if you longed 100x, and it doesn't matter. We had no wicks, nothing to come and stop you out if you long this bad boy over here. Like nothing. You could have 100x'd 100,000k, $100,000 and went all the way up to here till you see the blood diamonds. So the indicator, if I'm live right now, I can set you up as we speak, but it depends on like what's going on here with myself and the family, but usually I respond to people within the first 6 hours, and if you catch me online like this, we're talking about seconds, lightning speed. Here's another blue dot. Now here's the interesting part, right? You're saying, okay, here you go. I caught you with your pants down, Crypto Ranger. Check this out. The blue dot was over here, but we dumped immediately. And if I had stops, I lost quite a bit of money maybe. And we were above the baseline. We were above the baseline thinking that maybe it's time for us to reverse and go up. And I'll tell you what's wrong with this picture easily. First of all, we're in the compression territory. Compression means when these EMAs, we just had a violent dump over here all the way from 6k. We had a violent dump. We came back up, just barely made it above the baseline. Still hurt, still injured from the battle over here. We lost the bears, slaughtered all of us. Or maybe you was a bear and you slaughtered everybody who was longing. So Freedom Zone, thank you so much. So this blue dot was invalidated by this red X, and if you notice, we don't see these red X's all the way up until like we actually start seeing them and things start looking bad. We'll talk about the red X's and the ticks when we get there. However, we dipped right back down below the baseline, and if you were long over here based on this blue dot, you would have been wrong, because the ARmageddon indication here is showing us that we're in the blood, which is not a bad thing because you want to buy when things are in the blood. Here, let's take a look over here. Here we have a link. Look at that. This little crooked nutsack. When you see something like this, one is very deep and the other one is kind of like didn't quite make it all the way there. Didn't quite make it. And over here, so the way you interpret this is you see the higher low and the lower low. But MarketSpy X produced sorry, that was a good song, but you can see that this was a divergence over here quite easily. You guys identify something like this. So when you have a line, you can draw a line, your trend line pointing down, and on this MarketSpy X indicator the line is pointing up, which means this is a bullish divergence. And especially because it's a link and we had a green pulse signal, we shoot up no matter what, regardless of what the market conditions are. However, that was it. That was just this one opportunity that people saw and jumped on, and you were right there all along, entering from all the way here and perhaps exiting somewhere at the top when you saw that we were cutting into the blue, which means that this candle over here, we saw the white vein show up, and it's over, Casanova. We're out of the market. And that was a good long, but it was short-lived. Then you saw this, you saw the blue dot, but what's happening over here? Look, we're still above, but this lightning line started to pull us down, and we were in the transition territory. This green area is transitional. The blue area are the heavens, the clouds. This is where we strive to be. This is the longing opportunity, and this is pure hell. This is where when lightning strikes in that area, we are hesitating. We need to transition and tap these levels. So basically, it was slouching, it was going down. You had this little unknown thing happening over here, so it was really hard to make a clear decision. The green signal played itself over here. You longed it, you caught it, good. So this is a very uncertain signal. And then of course we couldn't decide what to do with ourselves and started going down. The lightning started pointing down. Meanwhile, we're all in the red, but starting to curve up. Now you saw another signal over here, and let's say if you longed and ignored everything that MarketSpy X was telling you, then no problem, my fellas, no problem, because this happened eventually. Now you had to wait, sit underwater for 86 days to come out dry. If you're leverage trading, you would have probably exited this at a slight loss. Would have been your fault, because MarketSpy doesn't lie. It cannot cheat you. It doesn't have emotions. It just tells you what it tells you, and it's up to you to interpret it correctly. And if you watch these videos, you'll be MarketSpy Guru certified in no time. But if you had to wait 88 days, you would have been in the green, of course. It all depends though. It all depends how you treated this. But the smart folks, they long this little thing over here and they're like, yeah, we're below the baseline, I'm not touching this. Or I'm shorting it until further notice. I'm shorting it from this X, from this red X. I'm looking at the yellow continuation X. We're below the yellow baseline. I'm holding my position. Whoop, candle came up, came down. I saw this as an exit indication, as well as this trend swing, momentum swing up reversal indication, which always plays out, always on higher time frames. At least it does. And that's a $500 move over here, 32 days, 1 month. It's not so bad, people. It is not so bad. DF World, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. People keep finding it, and it helps folks. I already had a few of them tell me how they've 3x, 5x their accounts, and it's really good to hear. It's really good to hear. I mean, in a matter of days. That's really awesome. So let's keep looking for the blue dot, the latest update that was published today, and we can see that here it is again. Here it is again, presenting you with yet another opportunity. It's not there all the time, but when it is there, $1,700 move up. If we're being conservative, it went higher, but you could have longed this on the momentum swing. Yeah, I would have longed this because I just saw the green pulse signal over here, momentum shift up. VWAP was kind of unconvincing over here. Money flow was curving up. I saw the blood diamond. I would have exited this position from here to about here. It printed on what candle? This candle over here. So the next candle was right here. That's a $1,000 move, folks. 13 days, 2 weeks of trading. Super. We keep going back. Here's another dot. Now, this one tricked us again. When it appeared, we were already swinging high on the momentum, so I would not have longed this, even though we broke above the baseline. I always need 2 to 3 candles to confirm, and by the time these candles printed above the baseline, I saw this warning pink dot over here. I saw the light blue area cutting into the dark blue area, and I was ready to leave, to short, or I wasn't interested in this at all on the second candle after it got printed. Okay, but let's say you did long it from here and we dip down below, so like, you know, price goes up, candle gets printed, we open in the next level from over here. You held it, got in the minus a little bit for a few days, you held your position, you saw the red X, it dipped in the minus again, candle open, and you're like, okay, you know what, I'm going to exit this because something's clearly wrong. Price is doing this to me. It's like dipped below my entry level twice already, but it's $1,000 move again, 9% profits in this range from this blue dot all the way to this red X, or the next hump over here, a double top. Price is equally, or maybe even like slouching down. We have a double top over here, the lightning is pointing down, so definitely a dump. When you see this, a double top, we're going to dump. We're sliding all the way down for sure. Good session, folks. Let's keep looking. I just want you guys to, because lots of questions recently, I want you to understand how to trade these blue dots and why they're so killer. All the way up to 20k, we have the flag at the top. Well, actually not at the top. It looks like it's at the top, but this flag was printed when we dipped down to 15,000 from 19k. Then we bounced up to 17,530, which is okay. And you could have shorted over here on the confirmation candle after the yellow flag. You saw the X follow right after, and you held it. You see blood diamonds all over the place here. Blood diamonds are for the selling, okay? You're selling blood diamonds, and we see the white is cutting out over here. We're sliding all the way down the slippity slope here, skiing all the way down. Where lightning is showing us we're in the bears territory over here. Another pump, insignificant because of the divergence over here, and another X, and we're holding our position until this green dot. When we see the green dot over here, the green pulse signal, we long. We see the bull signal over here again. So this works. This simply works. You would have been killing the game. I wish I had this cyberpunk of an indicator back when I started trading. Would have made my life so much easier. But if you already learned about TA and know a trick or two, know how to draw your support resistance lines, which this tool can also help you with, then you're golden. And then the next dot, like I said, over here on the daily, we just looked at the weekly. On the daily, guys, on the daily, from 1,235, boom, I'm not even gonna say anything. Before that, $700 when Bitcoin was trading at $700, all the way to here, to your next flag. If you've got balls of steel, you hold this from 700 to 20k. Over here we have another green blue dot signal, although this one didn't really play out in our favor. We had a Bart Simpson thing happening over here, but again, there was no momentum. We just had two blood diamonds over here. Very tricky. Do you long this when VWAP is pointing down and we're not transitioning to the bull territory on the lightning? Probably not. It's all choppy. And imagine you don't see what's ahead. Imagine there's like a shift, that there's like a box over here, and you absolutely don't know what is going to happen. But you saw this, waited a little bit, saw that we're at the top. Time to come down. Time to come down. Lightning is in the bear territory over here in this pinkish area. We're going straight to hell. We saw our X print over here. X is very deadly. It always tells us that we're slowing down. It's the weakness. The weakness in the market is present, loud and clear. And that's that. Then right before that, on September 29th, 2015, we have another blue dot. Crazy crazy gains. The Bitcoin is at 262. Then before that, we have Bitcoin at 260, going all the way up to 308. That's a crazy significant move right there. Then we have a couple of blue dots over here on the downside. Here, price at, this is Bitcoin is at 400. There's a major fundamental thing happening over here, Mt. Gox and whatnot. This is July, probably some bad news, right? The algorithm is telling you that yes, mathematically it appears that we've reached the point of a possible long over here. Twice you would have entered this, probably exited at break even or in a slight profit. These dots over here are also, they require you to hold it, to hold your position. If you longed over here, because you don't long at the peak as soon as it shows up, you long at the next candle. And if you zoom in over here, it looks scary, but it's not. So you see this doesn't mean you longed over here and now you're stuck. You actually saw this. You saw that we already had a nice run up, and worst case scenario is you longed when we opened the next day on the daily over here. Price went against you instantly by 15%, freaked you out. 15 days, 16 days, and then it came back up. So when that happens, my rule of thumb is, if I'm underwater and we have a reversal, I punish myself by not allowing myself to take profit. What I mean by that is, if I made an entry and it's a bad one, I will hold it, come out of the water all dry, but I'll be break even. I will not give a single penny to the market, but I will also not pay myself by hoping and holding it that, hey, I've held it this long, I might as well hold it for another couple of 100 days. That's not going to happen. I will break even and exit. But if you did not, if you don't have principles, if you're trading just based on gut feelings or whatnot, another blue dot over here, hold it. 44 days, 1 month of patience, and that's 16% profit. So you could lose 16% in this situation if you exit exactly 16% over here. All right, if you freak out and say, okay, I'm screwed. Or you can hold it and earn 16% on your way up from longing this candle over here after the confirmation. Okay, so that's how you work with these blue dots. Another crazy pump over here. Bitcoin is at its early stages. Longed over here, ignored what MarketSpy was telling you, no problem, you'll break even, just hold it a little bit. So it happens. These signals are not false, but the setup is not there. Plus your trend lines, we're not even talking about like the trend lines, the pattern recognition skills that you should have by now. All of that stuff is also part of the big picture. Look at these pumps. Look at this one. Look at this one, man. All the way to here. How long? How long from the green signal supported by the blue dot, the green dot and the blue dot, the crazy combination from here to here? People, you're paying yourselves 1,298% at 100x. That's 12,981% that you're paying yourself if you're leverage trading. BitMEXC was not around at that time, unfortunately, but you had other options. And this crazy run up, just like the 20k run up, I mean, we're going from 116 all the way to 1,129. And then we have the exact same thing happening, the sell-off, the bear market. This is the exact same thing that's been happening since 2017. All this sell-off. Meanwhile, you're making money if you have this tool in your arsenal. Bear market ends, little pump, uncertainty. People realize that this is it, this is the end of the bear market, and off we go. How long can we keep going back? so I can share the good news and the joy with you people, so you can do the same. Well, at the birth of this exchange, we are right now on Bitstamp at the beginning, as soon as Bitcoin got listed. As soon as Bitcoin got listed over there. If we had this tool, let's assume if TradingView was around and we had this tool, we had the yellow X continuation at the opening of this exchange when Bitcoin was 11 bucks. And without hesitation, in the yellow, the piss yellow, the swing momentum, gearing up for another move, we sold it, we shorted it. For how much? For how much, I'm asking you? For 73%, 60 bars, 2 months of trading, shorting this Ponzi all the way down until we have this needle, the first needle, the FU needle that told traders, this is the beginning of what I'm going to do to all of you. Beautiful, beautiful setups with the blue dots. Now, you guys are brand new owners of this Ferrari here, MarketSpy X. Let's go to the next time frame. Some of you don't have 12 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours. Some traders on YouTube are saying, guys, just use the 6 hours, the 8 hours, the 12 hours. Well, you gotta pay for this shiznit. It's not available for most folks. No one considers that, but I will. So we will go to 4 hours and find something to complain about. And here I'm going to complain about this blue dot over here. Invalidation. How dare you? Why didn't you go up? Right now, the trend line is showing us that we're going down, that we're dumping. We've been dumping for the better half of last week. And now I'm longing. Don't ask why. I'm longing. But we're dumping, all right. And this blue dot shows up. And you missed. The green dot is your daddy. The green dot is what you take the order. You take orders from the green pulse signals. The GPS is your daddy, all right? Not the blue dot. The blue dot is a bullish indication all on itself. We just saw 30 minutes of me explaining why that is the case on the weekly, on the daily, and now we're on the hour, 4 hours. And I can tell you people that you do not long or short off of this one, and you got to put them together. So you listen to these folks over here, the green dots. Now you have this classic divergence over here. You have an established link. You have two of them. You missed the first one, no problem. You got your little red X over here. We went all the way down. We're in the yellow. Remember when we're below the EMA ribbons, when the trend is down below the baseline over here, we are looking for short opportunities, bold and strong. We don't listen to nobody out there telling us that maybe we will reverse. I've been saying that maybe we will reverse, because I really do think that we will, for that weekend pump starting from tomorrow. Get your horses ready. But that's a story for another day. My point here, people, is that you shorted and you saw this setup over here. The link is very important. You pay attention to the link and a divergence like this, higher low, lower low, double bottom, or the opposite, lower low, higher low. You long it without hesitation. When do you exit? How do you know? Other indicators don't tell you. We have the lightning network over here is telling you that we have a pale pink warning sign. It happens, it never shows up on red candles. It happens before a couple of candles, hours ahead, days ahead, depending on what time frame you're looking at. But this candle over here, while you're still going up and you're thinking, damn, I made all this profit over here, just recently 1,344 dollar move, 14%, 10 bars, 1 day and 16 hours. What do you do? Where do you exit? Well, this tells you that it's not always 100% telling you that we're going to dump, but it's telling you something nasty is coming up. Something nasty is coming up ahead. We're not there yet. We're still on this candle riding high and mighty, but something's coming up. So when you see this, listen to lightning, especially when it starts to curve down over here. Over here, it's already too late if you didn't listen to it. It's too late because don't worry about this. You don't know if that's gonna happen or not. This could have been this. This could have been like this, right? You don't know that. So take your profits humbly, gracefully, thankfully, and exit your goddamn positions, people. From the green dot, from here all the way to here to the warning sign. Take your money off the table. That's $1,000 move. What do you want? 10% in a single trade, 1 day and 8 hours. What do you want? Lamborghini, my friend. That's right. That's right. You can buy so much jewelry. You can start trading jewelry over here. You can do gold with this. And gold, actually, I'm going to show you the chart for gold later, not now. Let's focus on BTC and then we'll switch over to gold and you will see how precise the prognosis was. But what I'm telling you is that this is not invalid. And if you once again ignored MarketSpy and thought that you can trade this like some no-name indicator out there, if you disrespected it and you saw the signal and you longed on the next candle, you have to long on the next candle. You cannot see the signal while the candle is developing. Once it closes, it'll print the signal. It's not exactly real time. But let's say you longed it and you ignored, you still made $873 move up, 8%, 854% on 100x over here. Incredible. You know what I'm sizzling? Now, let's bring up some arguments. People tell me blood diamonds don't work. What you talk about, Willis? Blood diamonds. If this is your daddy, this is your mummy. Alright? Mommy will punish you for not listening to it. Blood diamonds, they never lie. You have your yellow X, red X. I already talked about those, boring stuff, whatever. Helpful. Shorts all the way. Here's a long opportunity on the 4 hour. And right before that, we had a momentum swing up. Double eyes. Splinter cell happening over here. And you saw this and you're like, all right, well, you know, I'm still new to this. I don't know what this all means, but we're above the baseline. Ranger said if we're above the baseline, we're okay too long. We have the bullish blue dot and we have these bad boys over here. And we have this green stop button telling us that this dump has ended. Okay, so you long from this candle. You finally made up your mind. If you didn't long from here, too bad for you, because we're making money while you're still flip-flopping, deciding. But over here, you finally saw this, you saw this, you saw that, and you're like, yeah, I've had enough. I'm longing from here. And immediately, 1 day and 4 hours later, you're in the minus, underwater by 0.97%. 1%. All right, let's have some mercy with you and say 1%. No worries. No worries, pal. Hold it, because you don't see any red X's over here all the way until here, which you'd still be $500, 4% up by the time you saw this red X. 4% up. But swing momentum is going up. You're confirming it with MarketSpy X. You're like, I'm gonna hold this. I'm hardcore like that. I'm gonna hold this. And so this signal, my dear friends and disbelievers, I don't actually have any disbelievers, but talking to my future self, I know there will be. It's a $2,000 move from this point to this point, to the blood diamond, to the to the warning sign, the warning sign on the lightning. is always there to back you up and tells you, look, something's coming up, exit. And so you exit. $1,000 move. All right, you missed the other 1,000. So what? So what? At least you didn't get trapped over here. Or you saw the opportunity, you saw the blood diamonds, and you started selling. Good for you, man. Good for you. This is the kind of traders that I want to have with my group. The ones who look at this, understand what is happening in MarketSpy. You're like, okay, there's no green dot. Where is the green dot? Why should I listen to this sign? It's very simple. We are above the baseline. It's aqua blue. We're lit in the blue on the EMA over here. The magnet is lit up blue. We are seeing these green bubbles, an indication that we're bullish. As long as we have the bubbles, we don't see any yellow piss over here. We see this signal. We're above the baseline. We have the green bubbles. There's no compression on the EMA. We're above it. This is going up, and most importantly, the Barmageddon. This bar is green. Here's the money flow. Money is entering the market. Major FOMO. Major FOMO. And from this point on, lightning is striking the skies. Divine retribution. Tenchu. Wrath of heavens. We keep climbing up. We see the blood diamonds. We ignore it because everything here still looks fine. We're not dipping. We're not dipping. Here there was a warning here, but you see no flags. You see no X's. You don't see anything. You keep holding it. You're still above the baseline. You keep holding your position. God damn it. All the way to this red flag. Conservatively. Like up to here, for example. Let's say until the blood diamond. Until the blood diamond. Until the warning sign on the lightning. Right over here. Where we at on the lightning? Over here. Man. $3,605 move. 39%, 40% up. I mean, you could have squeezed another 1,000 over here, but I think that should be enough for most traders, wouldn't you say? That's enough to feed yourself for the next year or so. If you have a couple of $100 in your account and you long this. What happened? So that's how you trade these brand new additions to the algorithmic cyberpunkish tool that is MarketSpy. Sorry, I keep confusing them all the time. Not original in terms of names. Here's the blue dot and invalidation. Invalidation for the nation. And that's because the white was cutting in over here. You should wait for the next candle to confirm it was a bear sign. A gang of red, yellow, and flags and everything. All the X's are congregating over here. They will play out eventually. They will play out, and they did over here. So long win until the blood diamond. Exactly from here to here. Give me another long opportunity, please. Please, I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing any until here. Let's compress a little bit. A high probability setup. From here to here. $4,133. 103% move up. From here to here. Hell, to here. To here. $1,000 move. We don't have to be greedy and capture all this. We can just do this. We can do this over here and get 433 to our names until the blood diamond starts to show up. Bullish indication is when this trend line, this blue trend line, is pointing upwards. Right now we're looking for shorts because we're pointing downwards. Simple as that. By the way, people, right now on the 4 hours, I am still looking for a bounce to the upside. We have this happening and we have a link that's being established over here. Lightning is kind of curving down, so we might hesitate a little bit. There's a support that we're sitting on right now. I am long like an idiot, but we will see who gets to laugh at the end. We will see. I don't usually laugh, I just smile and bank it. But what I'm telling you here is that my setup, I believe in this trend line. I believe in it with all of my heart. I believe that this is going to play out, and my immediate target is this level at 10,400. And I'm long over here because I don't think we will go down immediately. We're going to have an M pattern happen here. M. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The M pattern? This. And if you watched last night's video, I showed you the M pattern. And why it's such a beautiful, nasty little thing. You can see the McDonald's M everywhere. It's literally everywhere on lower time frames, especially. And when it's done doing its job, we go whichever way we go. But the M, Bitcoin loves M's. If we had Bart Simpsons back in the day, and we still do right here, we have the M patterns now. The M pattern, people. And I'm waiting for that pattern to play out. We still have Bart Simpson faces all over the place happening. Whoo, the blue dot, the killer blue dot. Strictly for the whales. Strictly for the whales. At Cryptopocalypse here, we take fish no matter what size and we feed them all. Here is one major F up on the blue dot signal. And that is not an F up because on the 4 hours, remember the baseline. Remember the baseline and remember the yellow pissy color EMA. If we are, and we are. What's going on over here? What's going on? Alright, so if we are below the yellow baseline, we are not allowed to long no matter what indicators are telling us. Like, it's only for pros. If you're a pro, you can play under this and like try to catch a little swing, like a tiny little, you know, like if you're a scalper over here on the 4 hour, yeah, there are scalpers on the 4 hour too, you could probably do some damage with it. But we're in a bear trend. We're below the baseline. Our thick blue trend line was pointing down here, like vertically down throughout 2018. So you had no business paying attention to long signals, but you had all the business in the world paying attention to the red X's, yellow X's, and flags for the whole year. You just shorted it. And now long term, we're longing it. Every time there's a green dot, up. Green dot, up. Green dot, up. Green dot, up. These bullish blue dots are always there to complement, but when they don't work, the green daddy, let's call it the green daddy, he's always there, the green daddy. Long it for 4%, 15 days. Do you have what it takes to trade? Because those days, they come and go, but these blue dots are just murdering the game right now, even though we have no, look at that, we're in a bear market over here, but we're above the baseline, and we are above the baseline, we're allowed to long. We're allowed to long. When we go below the baseline and it turns yellow, we're not allowed to long. We're allowed to short. Simple as that. I hope that much is clear. Here's the blue dot. What do you got to say? Show me one indicator that was like, I'm going to set you right up over here so you can eat. If you miss the chance. Here's another chance. Let's go in long over here. Let the price go against us, but we're long because I know what I'm doing. The blue dot will not appear over here. It doesn't hang around together with the X's and everything else. The blue dot is here. It's still winning, even though we're dumping. The red diamond takes control over here. We're in the bear market, people. This was 8,400 from 20k, slippity slide all the way down here, and we're entering below the baseline again. So you're no, man. Here's the blue dot that got slaughtered. But you had no business longing over here because the line was curving down. The lightning was curving down. VWAP was curving down. We're in the red ARmageddon territory. We are building a momentum up by going down. What are you doing longing this below the baseline when it's yellow? No, sir. You are not allowed to. You're not allowed to do that. Flag X's, respect those. They're going to win. Blue dots in the bull market, they will make you rich. In the bear market, they'll keep you afloat. But this is crazy gains on the blue dot. So, to my people on Discord who are hesitating, here's another one. The exact same replica, the exact same thing we just looked at, people. The exact same thing. Blue dot, you won't see it anyways because we're gonna go straight to the next candle. And if the next candle paints red and it's not in the green, this blue dot will be printed, but you should be over here on the next candle. That's when it works best. But we're going down followed by a red X. What are you doing longing it over here when MarketSpy X did not tell you that there's going to be any sort of action happening over here? We have this link down, like divergence happening over here. Not good. So don't just jump on these signals, even though they're mega accurate. You cannot disrespect what's included in the trading suite to accommodate you. So we can keep going back like this in history. Any questions, people? Any questions on the latest update that has the blue dots? I mean, you're killing it. You're just killing it with these blue dots and everything. The mommies. Blue dot is your mama. The green dot is your daddy. Remember that. Together, they are unstoppable. They are on a mission to make you rich. Here's another one. Wow, we just looked at it. Over here. I mean, if we had a nut sack and the blue dot would be here, sure. It's a good setup. The link always always sniff out MarketSpy. It spies on the market. It sniffs out. You have this link over here. Divergence, we're going to shoot up, bear market or not. Okay, so blue dots. I rest my case. Again, Bitcoin just repeats itself over and over again. We are already up in the momentum. We're not just getting started like we are over here, or like we are over here, for example. We already started lifting off. We're below the baseline. You have no business longing this. We just had a X follow right after this bullish sign. We have super bearish sign next to it. No, man. Blood diamond to this is a short. Blue dots tried their best. Other indicators have these clusters of bullishness set up everywhere using some cheap basic RSI components or something like that. Symbol legend and post in Discord app for quick and easy reference. That is an excellent idea, Singapore. One man army over here. I'm not a graphic designer, even though I'm trying my best. I hope you guys are liking the thumbnails for these videos, but it takes a lot of work, and quite honestly, I'd rather be studying the markets, hitting the books, doing stuff that actually enhances our experience at Cryptopocalypse now. But you're absolutely right, and I should put the legend together, and I will, because this is still in alpha. I am still not in the stage of finalizing everything. I would still like, so for example, if I made a legend like few days ago when we had the stupid purple triangles that indicated a trend reversal indicators get slaughtered by Bitcoin and whales and whoever's trading it, and so I had to remove it. Look how clean it is now. We had like X's all over the place, and now they only appear when necessary. They only appear at the most accurate points of interest over here. And markets, like, they work beautifully together. Beautifully. I don't care if this shows up over here and I take profit over here for $50 scalp on the 4 hour. Like, I'll see the red diamond over here and I'll come out of my position at break even or at a penny profit, and I'll still be happy. Still be thankful. But like I said, below the baseline, we're not longing, people. Here we can long this blue dot over here, because we had a little momentum shift up. Not recommended, but we could have longed this. So I will make the legend, and if some of you guys are graphic designers, artists, the community is super small right now. I don't even know. I need to get to know you guys and spend some time. Look at this. And if some of you are graphic designers, then please offer your help, and we'll put something together and help people out there in the world to make money trading Bitcoin like this. Blue dot, couple of candles later, above the baseline. Green stop button indicating that this dumpage is coming to an end. Over here, splinter cell goggles. We're going up like hell, and the blood is starting to come back into the body for this nice green Barmageddon market flow, the Korean market flow over here. Yeah, the profit logs, post away, people. If you guys are watching, post away. It'd be an honor for our Discord server to host your JPEGs with good results. So these green dots, flat market, they still appear only when necessary, so you can be in profit. Appeared right next to the blood diamond. Obviously, you know what to do here, right? Don't touch it. A gang of red X's, yellow X's, and flags all at the same place. Look what happens when they gang up on you, man. It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. Even though we're trending up, it ain't pretty. Just piling up. Bullish as heck over here. All in the green. Momentum shift. Link is created, even though there's no signal. But you can attempt and try to long this. Above the baseline, you're good until we turn yellow again. This is a longer time frame, 4 hours. Beautiful. Nothing to worry about. So, people, we already talked about this, how you could have longed it, and then over here would have been screwed, but not to worry because you had all this stuff happen down here. Why is this not scrolling? The heat wave. Okay, so we keep coming back to this, but for example, we're right at the perfect moment in time over here. The heat map, maybe I should rename it, but the way you understand it. Awesome, Rob. Congrats. That's how we do it. Okay, so over here, the heat map is basically a normal state of the market when it feels the pressure of the sellers. Okay, a market exists because someone is constantly selling and someone is constantly buying. You know that you're buying, but you also need to know that everything is liquid and the sell pressure is normal, meaning that we're looking at chart patterns in a way that they were supposed to be looked at. So sell pressure right over here is consistent, it's constant, it's actually good. Okay, you know that we're going to be moving in these waves. When we transition from red, from the heat basically starts to cool down. It's kind of like the opposite of what is happening here. When the heat cools down, it's a bullish momentum. It's an oversold area. It means that we're reaching the peaks of the market state where heat gets cooled off. This part gets frozen because the buyers are pushing the last of it all the way to the top over here. Like there's a lot of trading activity happens, and the heat map, when the heat disappears and it turns into ice, I specifically designed it to represent like logical transitions from using what do you call it? My brain's lagging right now. Logical analogies basically. So heat is like your body, so blood flows through you. MarketSpy is alive with blood. It starts pumping up, blood pressure goes down, blood pressure goes up. However, there's a freeze zone over here. These are the zones. It starts to blend with this bigger momentum swing mountain. It's literally like a little mountain over here, and if you notice, behind this mountain there's this white part over here. This is called the vein. If you go to the settings and inputs, you can see in this update we actually disabled. I disabled it in this update. You can go to styles, so you can't change it, but styles, you can go to the description over here and it will tell you. Why is it? I think I got rid of it. It was removed over here. So yeah, I got rid of the heat map, and the vein is no longer here just because a lot of people were like confused about it. They didn't know what it was. So yeah, that was part of the update actually. So this is an indication of an oversold condition. Basically, that's all you need to know. When it's oversold, the vein over here will start to turn white. It actually is getting so ice cold that a sell-off starts to happen. When it goes blue, blue is bullish again. So over here the vein turns blue. On these two white candles it turned blue. It's very microscopic. Basically when this ends, you can short over here. You can short the white vein and it's slippery slope. You're going skiing. It's literally like snowing and it's slippery and you're going down. We're slipping. Notice how when the price starts going up in these areas, we are so bullish. These blue areas indicate like extreme bullishness, and as well as the bad things that come with extreme bullishness, which is oversold levels. Okay, oversold levels tell us that they will produce a lot of these signals, blood diamonds and whatnot, and it will start tripping all of the signals across the market, telling you that hey, like we're really extremely bullish right now. We're oversold. Now, when the heat map stops being frozen, here you can't see it because it's a bullish momentum, but let's just go over here, for example. When the heat map stops being frozen and we transition into the white territory over here, we start sliding down the hill. You see what happens? It's indicative on every time when the vein from here, precisely before it turns red, from here the vein turns white. That means we're going down for a ride. This is the best way I can describe it, is that it's a complementary sort of like layer, like a coating on top of the momentum algorithm that is MarketSpy blue wave. When it's white, in particular, if we go to the beginning, the end, right over here, we can see, if you zoom in, the vein behind was white, and then it turns into blue and it sticks out over here. It is more when it's blue, you're okay. You're okay because you know it's an indication that we're like, look at this. You see? It's starting to show green. The vein is blue. Money's coming in. It's curving up. It's curving up to establish this link, and hence why I think we're going to pump a little bit to 10,400 perhaps from here. We just got to rise above this baseline on the 4 hours, and then from there on it's on its own, and we're long like Donkey Kong. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, because lightning doesn't look too convincing. It's striking down into the red territory. Not good. Not good for us. VWAP, however, is pulling us up, so it might change this into the transitional territory. Once people pick up and realize what is happening, they might start taking positions for a long, and we'll finally go to 10,400, just above this baseline. Probably knock it twice, once, and then come crashing down again. This is what I think is going to happen, based off of what I'm seeing and reading on MarketSpy. But it is evidently, look at this green dot, longing. Christmas trees lit up. 1 minute is a beautiful way to test, put this indicator to a test, because most indicators fail on 1 minute. They never work on them, and they give you a lot of false positives. MarketSpy ARmageddon also gives you plenty of false positives, but in confluence with MarketSpy, you can avoid making bad decisions by just looking at this one icon over here and thinking that, okay, it's a definite short, even though they always play out, but in very choppily, such as short, and you had to wait 37 minutes for a measly 0.18%. But hey, if you're scalping, that's good enough, right? All the way to here, or even less. Like if you shorted on this X and you're like, we're below the baseline, should be good, we're about to curve back down, ignoring all other TA principles, this printed, you shorted it, price went against you, but then you held a little bit and hopefully exited when you saw the green pulse signal over here, which happened on this candle, and you closed, let's say, here. So that's a $12 move you gain in 33 minutes. Hey, you can make a lot off of this if you're 100xing it, using 100x as your stop, the $40 difference there. But see how the warning came here? Watch what is going to happen when lightning warns you with the bright, pale pink spot over here. And I'll tell you what is going to happen. Maybe another move up and down, or sideways and down, or immediately down, because this is a warning that you should be preparing for a potential downside. Be careful in the 1 minute, guys. Lots of fun, but be conservative. Out within the next 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes tops. let's take a look at the vein. The heat map is normal. No bullish momentum. Nothing is being overbought. Here, it was overbought. This was a bullish area, followed by dire consequences. And look at it. It shows you that we're at the top of the mountain. How do you interpret that? You look at it and you say, okay, we're at the peak. I'll probably be selling if I'm in a long or holding my position over here, because we're definitely being oversold right now. So here it is. See? So heat map should always come back to its normal state, which is experiencing constant selling pressure. Also, you see this, but the heat map is even. And when that is the case, it's a divergence. Over here, using the momentum blue wave algorithm, you're not seeing the divergence. You see this as the lower high and the higher high, and the same thing applies to the algorithm, the blue wave algorithm. And certain people out there, they would draw this, for example, and be like, okay, there's still, it's like a mini link is being created over here between these two, which would be true, except in this case, the heat map is telling you that we are at the double top, oversold, red diamond, shorted. This is the advantage of having this extra layer of coating. The bikini that the blue wave algorithm wears, called heat, is actual heat. This thing does what it does, and it does it with deadly accuracy. So just a little extra. It's like if MarketSpy X was James Bond, this would be its gadget that he uses for whatever. Hey, let's draw a face over here. Rah. Look at these blue eyes. Rah. The evil gremlin is coming for you. Alright, so hopefully that helped a little bit. That helped a little bit. Warning, doesn't happen right away. I told you, price may keep going, but it's telling you that be careful. Be careful. Yeah, so this update does not include the inputs for EMAs because some folks have been tweaking with these and trying to change it to their preference. I'd like to keep it as a standard. For this, it's like, you know, if I'm telling you this is Coca-Cola and you're trying to add like stuff to it, some root beer or some shit, and you're saying, well, I prefer it this way. Well, you shouldn't, because cola, you know, you should enjoy the real original Coke flavor. And that's why we got rid of the inputs over here for things like heat map or whatnot. I might bring it back. It's still in alpha. I'm still experimenting, seeing what works, what doesn't. This is the Confluence tab settings over here. And the style, it's also not in here to change the color of it, because I don't want people messing with it, rebranding it or whatnot. Then again, who would do that? Right? Oh man. But okay, so on the minute, putting an indicator to the test over here. Damn, Christmas tree, slow down. We'll catch up. Don't worry. This will play out. Wait for the X. X gonna give it to you. Wait for it. This sign. You see how people ignore this warning, but then it came back. It came back to take revenge. It's technically it was correct. It predicts that there will be a diamond or a local top or something. It doesn't know what it is. It doesn't understand yet because the candles are not there, but it tells you that we might be entering into a territory where a lot of the indicators around the world might find it like oversold or something, where a lot of the algorithms are going to pick up on it once it's done setting up. So it's a very early initial signal. Same goes for this poor pale blue dot that no one knows about, but it's there. It tells you always in advance. Right over here, you see how it happened on this candle. It's telling you prepare, so it gives you all this leeway, all this time to get ready, and you're like, okay, I got it, something's happening, I'm ready to take the money out of the short and reverse it back into a long. But when? And then you see this on this candle, and you're like, okay, this blue pale dot was right about the green daddy coming into the play, and of course you long from here, right? Maybe not from here, but if you're scalping, risky, but jump above the baseline, let it turn aqua, go on this candle, and long over here. 27 bars for $50 move up, for example, right? You don't have to catch absolute bottoms and tops. You don't have to do that to yourself. Beautiful. Make sure to take your money out of a trade quickly. Don't hold it too long. Invalidated long bullish setups. So because we were in a downtrend over here, this would not be effective. On a minute scalping chart, you're paying attention for, in a downtrend especially, you're paying attention to the short signals, which are all over the place over here. They can be highly effective against such illnesses as the blue dot syndrome, for example. A minute scalping scares a lot of people, but if you short it over here, price went against you, you're in the minus. All you had to do is just wait a little bit. That's the trick with scalps on 1 minute, is that people place way too many stops. This chart, like the low time frames, are where the big players make most of their money, because they just keep knocking stops out all day long. And so in this case, you would have still made it back for a $50 move on a scalp over here, which is not bad. So blue dots, they play out, but not immediately. They may look like they're signaling like right at the top, but if you're in a downtrend, you're better off paying attention to the shorting signals. If you hold $60, let's see. The blue dots told you about what's to come in the future. 3 hours, $75 move. I mean, we're in the chop zone, we're ranging. What do you want? I'm okay with it. Crypto Ranger is okay with ranging. Here's another blue dot, and it happened right after the violent dump down above the baseline, which is fine. You could just longed it and exit it over here on these spikes. Wait till we put this puppy to action using, here they are, This is not a single all by itself. Remember to look at, we're in the red, money is leaving the market. You have no business longing because think of it this way, other traders will not support you and you're long if the money is not interested. The money is not interested, it will not support you. Look how money flow started to convert over here into the green, and we had this little green bar. Stay with me, we had the green bar, and once you saw that, you don't know if it's going to dip back down, but there's a clear indication. You can have your values show up on the side here. Right now we're at minus 27 in the red. It's bright red tab over here that tells you that we're in the red. And pale blue dots at the bottom over here tell you about what's to come. What else? Damn, you guys hear that? That's money. That's the sound of money. So when we're in the red, you're shorting. Shorting from this bottom over here to here if you were unlucky. But still, $50 move, even more. Crazy opportunities. Let's go to the 5 minute, which has been great for scalpers. Even better than 1 minute is the 5 minute chart. If you can't see anything, let it load. Double click on the scale, auto is selected, scroll your wheel up or down, and take a look. Where is the trend line, guys? Where's the trend line? Can anyone tell me where the trend line is? It's right here. It is not bullish. It is slightly going to the upside due to this recent pump just now. We're all in the green across all indicators in the market. Remember, all the algorithms, people, traders, they're looking at these individually on multiple screens, separately on every chart to see what they're doing, confusing their poor minds with all of it at once. You have it here in your Confluence tab. You are the human algorithm. Blue dots, green as heck. However, just starting to transition on the 5 minute, just starting to transition into and over here we had a link, hence the pump. We had this link established on this candle. You should have entered your long over here. Be patient, don't force trades. Not every setup is going to be a high probability setup, but this, more often than not, is a high probability setup when you have a link being established like that, especially if it's opposite. If it's like this and this is like this, oh god, you want to see that. When you have the tops also, look, lower high, higher high, higher high, lower high, link, blood diamond. It's the opposite of what you would see here if there was a green signal over here. It's the opposite of it. Like, you're short. This would also be red. You'd feel confident and happy with your decision. How long do you keep the position? Up about here. You're not gonna sell at the bottom over here unless you follow MarketSpy X, and if there was a green signal, or when the blue wave is cutting into the light blue wave is cutting into the darker blue wave, then you would exit your position. But if you can't, you would have to wait for the stop sign. The stop sign tells the yellow X and the red X to stop fucking around. It tells it to stop messing around, if you will. Okay? That's how you interpret that. 5 minutes, absolutely deadly. We have an established relationship between the diamond top over here to the bottom, and again a divergence. We have double top and a higher high and a lower high, sloping, divergence, dump. MarketSpy allows you to sniff out these opportunities, and in this program, Marketwatch, we're going to be exploring multiple ways of trading with this indicator. Easy peasy, breezy wheezy. No signals. These can be safely ignored. I mean, they're still profitable and whatnot. They're still profitable, these green dots. The green daddy is always profitable. $100 move. What else do you want from 5 minutes in the dump? But this continuation pattern, one thing that you had to keep paying attention to was that the baseline was always yellow. Can't stress that enough, folks. Very important that you keep your eyes on the prize, and the baseline is there to calm you down in times of flip-flopping, changing your mind, switching your position in and out of the market. 10. What's 10 minutes telling us? Nothing much. Oh, we had a blue signal over here, but we're kind of like already up. We missed the train. Missed the train. The classic Bart again. But can it go lower? Because these Barts are just ridiculous. Pathetic. Pathetic. Downtrend, folks. Don't mind the blues. Don't mind the blues over here. Overall, just killing it. You will never, ever in your entire life have 100% win rate, unless you're Jesus or something. And even he had his share of problems. But what you can do is access high probability setups that are 98% of the time are going to place you above and beyond your average trader. No matter if it's a signal group, paid VIP or whatever, throw that trash out of the window. And spread the word and tell people that once you get a grasp, get a hang of this, and understand that it works across all time frames in all markets and is more accurate than anything that's out there. There are similar indicators out there, but this is the beefed up cyberpunk version of the future trading tool that is accessible and is available to you now. There's no other tech unless you have $1 million trading setup with people each monitoring one of these separately, making decisions, blah blah blahing in the same room. You know that you're at an advantage here. Okay, so if you folks made it this far to this video, and for those of you watching the replay right now, thank you so much. I want to say that we have sold. I'm going to update the description right now and see how many members we have here at Cryptopocalypse now. $93 members. We have 7 copies available. Did you send me a message, man? I know it's late out there. It's like 2 a.m. or something, almost. I don't know. But if you haven't, send me the TX ID, your trading view name. Make sure you sign up using the Bybit link so you can trade it off with some discount and a couple of other goodies that I have planned for all of you. And we'll take it from there. I'll set you right up. Okay. S'more89. I got it. I got it, man. We have 7 copies left at this price, people. 7. I guess you can send the TX ID next time, but I'll set you right up, man. Customer service is fast, reliable, and is all inclusive for Cryptopocalypse now, people. All right, let's take a look over here real fast. You're gonna love this. You are going to love this, man. MarketSpy. People still don't understand what they're dealing with, do they? A perfect organism. AI. Trading machine. All other rules about your normal TA, your support resistance levels, your patterns, pennants, continuation, triangles, and everything applies, okay? But if you do not know how to do any of that shit, you will still kill the game. So, like I said before, at the beginning of my mission to spread the good news to people, I said you can keep paying the tuition fees. Tuition fees. Meaning you can keep losing your money, learning from your mistakes, getting better, but life goes on and you need to put money on the table tomorrow. Figuratively speaking, not tomorrow, but I mean like within the next year or so, and hopefully turn this into your full-time job. And MarketSpy was designed to facilitate and put you on the map, realize your dreams. You just have to be patient and rational, and most importantly, fix your profits. Be humble and grateful for every dollar that you earn trading off of MarketSpy and your own TA. Establish your own style, figure out small amounts, step by step, watch the videos. We'll get through this together and you'll be a very, very happy person a year from now. Compound your gains. Don't bet the farm on anything ever. I don't believe crypto is a zero-sum game, especially Bitcoin, but anything goes. It's Cryptopocalypse all day long. My dude, you've been set up. There's a request that's coming in from someone that's interested in stocks, and he's asking me if this stuff actually works for stocks, and I think it does. I don't think I'm going to demonstrate that it does. Actually, I just made a room. We're going to get into stocks with example trades and everything, and I'll add in my own positions into the forex and the stocks room, so you guys can maybe learn, maybe teach me a few things, and we can share ideas together and see how it goes from there. But all right, Singapore SMORE 8900 confirm. Oh, okay, confirmed. I see the text. Sleep well, have a good night, and if you have any questions, I'm available on Discord. And also these videos. Well, thanks for the yeah, if you don't like, yeah, just check out the Discord for instructions of how you can add this to your charts and everything in between. You should be good to go. Blood diamond working well. See, this is smart. The person transgenic on Discord, our member, is testing MarketSpy and turning pennies into dollars and dollars into bills and bills into big capital K's. Thank you, Singapore. Take care, brother. I'll see you around. But yeah, this is what I like to see. People are testing the blood diamonds, the green pulse signals. But there's a lot more you can discover within the trading suite, and we'll get to all these parts. There's actually a couple of hidden features that I don't want to talk about yet because it's just going to confuse you further. So once we learn and get a good grasp and understanding about what it is that we're looking at with the trading suite, all of the principles that apply to it, how we can better utilize it for perfect entries and exits, we will also explore other areas of interest, such as additional EMA strategies, the hidden 200 moving average that can act as support and resistance depending on like what side we're looking at. We can add that in here. So there's a lot more, but I'm really proud of these blue dots because the node that connects all of these together to spit out this signal is and was a pain in the ass to program and put together, but we were able to do it. And thank you for the suggestion that came in from the Discord where this person said that he wanted to see a bull flag or a bullish momentum indication, not a momentum but like a similar take money flag, but like put money on the table kind of flag, you know, like long the Ponzi. But I think if this still does not satisfy your needs, you can look at these green stops, and even though they're designed to prevent you from holding, just like the flags, they're designed to prevent you from holding your position to infinity. They're very beginner friendly. They're telling you to take off the money. You can use them. You can find a way. Some of you guys may find a strategy that I don't even know about, and you can say, okay, I use them like this. When I see one, I long. This is what works for me. When I see one, I long. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are better than your goddamn blue dot and your momentum swing indicator at MarketSpy X. For example, maybe that's your thing. Maybe you discovered it and you said, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And if that's the case, well, looking at these charts, you may be right. You may very well be right over here when you say that this is how you use it, because you can certainly turn these into profitable signals. Certainly. Like, you saw one over here. This is more profitable than the goddamn blue dot. Like, right off the bat, balls of steel. I know some of you guys are hardcore. You just go all in. You don't care. And this is good. This is good because you can teach us how to use MarketSpy in a totally new way. Look at this pump. Long this market buy into this candle, right, and ride it all the way to the top. Maybe you can devise your own strategy, and if you do, share it with us. I'd really enjoy that bit if we come to that point. Like, actually, they are more profitable if you think about it. These green stop buttons that are there to like kill switches that prevent you from overholding your position, they can actually be used as long signals. We might add an alert function where you can right click and add an alert to them, but that's not planned. Let me know if you want alerts for the blue dots on the daily. $93 members on Discord. We have 7 copies remaining. Affiliate program is coming up. If for the next batch, 7 copies at this price, but an affiliate program is in the making. And if you guys can help someone out there who needs to make money, and they can using this tool, you can get the indicator, or they can get an indicator if they've been referred by you, for 0.01 BTC. Otherwise, we'll jump back up to 0.05 when we run out of these 7 remaining copies. People are finding out about this organically, which is very nice. We're not shilling it. We're not like, oh, buy it, take it. If you found this, congratulations. And if you try to help other people, thank you and congratulations to them. Okay, we are going to change the title of this video, and also what's with the thumbnail, people. I have a brand new thumbnail for you guys. Call this segment the Marketwatch. Marketwatch. I'll be taking requests to analyze and take a look at some of the alts, because I believe that we are looking at some of the Early signs of alt season. Maybe. 93. Seven copies. Yeah, change the title from Ranger Live to Marketwatch. That's our new branded name of the program here. Hanging out, looking at these charts. Trading live coming up. I know I promised that in the previous video, but I've been busy building this thing for you guys. Engineering here together with some of the bright minds in South Korea. And our efforts will not be wasted. 15-minute signal came in, confirmed by the blue dot. Not bad, not bad. Also there's a bot. There's a bot in development. Let's not measure it like this and say that we did a $200 move just now, which we did. But let's say we exited at the earliest sign, which is the flag. And that would be a $100 move, or even a $70 move over here. That's what I mean by not being greedy. Last night's video is not on my YouTube channel. It is on Discord, but it's not showing up on YouTube channel. Probably because... Oh, it is there. Okay. Took a while for it to upload, but it's finally there. It's finally there. Okay, not bad, not bad. Why don't you guys tell me that the video down below is ended? Head and shoulders, a little flick off to the upside and then all the way down. What do you guys think? In the green, 13 in the green. Warning sign in the red, curving down. Yeah, we're gonna dump. Short the Ponzi. 45 minutes. Looking to go up in the bear territory still. Trying to transition to the upside. Trying to transition to the upside. Beautiful. Man, the signals. You don't see any false positives over here, do you? Let's see if we can find one. Here it is. Here it is. The double false positive right here. But saved by the what? The baseline. The baseline. Every pro trader in the world knows that you can make money just trading the baseline. Not as much, but still enough to be a happy camper. I wish there was a blue dot signal over here, but there wasn't. It's the horsey, the seahorsey signal over here. Patterns are very important. We have our own set of patterns. It's an M over here. These M's are everywhere, people. These M's are everywhere. Here's another invalidation of the blue signal. But MarketSpy X is telling us, do not attempt anything silly. VWAP, yellow line, and the reversal is here. The next candle, obviously a bearish doji. Bear market overall. But for the most part, on higher time frames, daily, weekly made me really proud with the blue dots. Please update your MSR, MSAR, MSAR indicator, because lots of new features were pushed in and you can customize it to your liking, but some of the inputs were removed because you don't need it. But for those of you who are coming in late, gotta keep saying this, made it so far, made it this far, congratulations. Look at this. Oh, what is this? Here's what I want you to do. You want to unlock some hidden secrets? You do? Then go Google each and every one of these one by one. You may know about EMA, but do you know about NMA, for example, or TD-EMA? Look how the colors are all silver now because we're below in the yellow territory over here. This thing is starting to look like I don't know, like some expensive car or something. I am crazy waiting for this M pattern to play out, hit my sell zone at 10,400, and then we can continue the dump, because I am long from these levels, currently underwater. Or am I? Yes, I am. If not, I'll dollar cost average. Enter just based on the patterns, not MarketSpy, because it's been in development like a broken car, and I've been adding and removing features from it for the past 2 weeks now, ever since the alpha, and it's almost complete. It's almost ready for its prime time. Couple of more things to surprise you guys with, a couple of more power tools to be added, EMA, how about if we change it to AVG? Suddenly the bubbles disappeared. What happened? We'll talk about that and more. Look at that. Triple EMA. An average of all of them. Super fast. You don't have to wait for it. It is super fast. Let's keep it on default EMA with the blue bubbles over here. How about Bollinger Bands? You like those? Augmented reality cyberpunk shit. Bollinger Bands right here. If you want to expand on your trading activities with MarketSpy, you can search up in Investopedia or Baby Pips. I highly recommend those two websites to learn about Bollinger Bands, Donchin channels, and what's the other one we included in here? The envelope. Right. So you can learn about those. Here's the envelope. And step your game up a little bit. Some people trade strictly off of Bollinger Bands. Trend continuation, Armageddon signals, weakness and strength. These are the blue dots and the red X's combined. Not the same thing, but if you wanted to turn one off, you would go to the styles preference, and then do it from there. What's happening with gold? We didn't forget. I saved it, didn't I? Where's NASDAQ? Tripping. There it is. No. What? Internet gold wires. I'm losing it. Where is NASDAQ gold? Killing it, man. Killing it. The blue dots. Our formula is producing pretty favorable results over here, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty favorable. Couple of invalid or very small risky entries off of the blue dot, but you shouldn't be trading just the blue dot anyways. But I mean, for the most part, murdering the game. I don't want people to find out about this. I actually don't want people to find out about what's happening here at Cryptopocalypse now. This shit better stay low key. We want to keep this thing to ourselves and our members and nobody else. It's insane. You guys want to see what's what the buzz is all about with Cardano? You should be longing Cardano. That's what the buzz is all about. Binance just opened Cardano margin trading. Look at this. You see this choo-choo train over here? It's been trying to go up for a while now. And I'm just waiting for the blue dot signal over here. Rise above the baseline. And we're off to space. Killing it, absolutely killing it. From here to here, like, wow. You guys, alt season or not, you don't need to wait. A link. This is the link. This is our link right here. The signal. Long from here. Stay in the position. Confirmed. Hold it. Wait. The link established. My God. I'm telling you, people. Here's an invalidation for the nation. But we're in the downtrend over here anyways. Tapping. We're not even closing above the baseline. When we're below the baseline, we're allowed to short, not long. So you have to know that. Here above the baseline, we're allowed to long. There's a continuation pattern over here. Warning sign of impending danger. Beautiful all across the board, man. These just work. I'll probably optimize these suckers and make them show up over here every time. I'll get there. Downtrend below the baseline, no longs allowed. Here, above the baseline, blue signal, blue signal. Can't argue with this. It cannot be reasoned with this machine. Help me, where was I? I'll tell you where I was. I was making sure that you guys have access to this beast of an indicator. Where was I? Please, mommy, tell me. Where was I over here? Over here. July 16th. Yeah, it was still heavy in development at that time. Not trading any alts, not touching them, but now it's time. Trend line is up on the hourly. Cardano taking the lead. 45 minutes. Shooting up. Signals just firing off. Profitable signals. A little reversal over here. 30 minutes. Trend. Wait a minute. Bullish money. Green Christmas tree. Is it time to short it a little bit over here? I would say so. This is going to make an M sign. Watch. You know why? Because of this and this. A bearish divergence. And if it curves down and doesn't go all the way up here, and even if it does, a double top will be formed unless this is higher, which is highly unlikely, but we will see Cardano do this. You will see Cardano do this 100%. Yeah, I'll show you guys. I'll show you. And that's the end, folks. Thank you for sticking by for yet another episode of Marketwatch. I hope this new update will make a lot of you happy and you'll start killing the game with it. I'm pretty sure that you will. Look for your favorite coins, shit coins, trade them up against MarketSpy. Just remember one thing, know your trend. And if you don't know what the trend is, look at the trend lines. Cardano on the daily is still in the downtrend until we rise above this goddamn baseline. So be very careful longing. Look for patterns on smaller time frame, like the 5 minute, for example, is already telling you off of this blood diamond over here going down. Might curve up a little bit, trend up. So pay attention to the long signals when trending up. Okay, because if you long Cardano over here at 589 and you're sitting pretty here at 630, I mean, that's pretty good. 50 sats up, that's a shit ton, especially if you leverage trade it on BitMEXC or Bybit. If you haven't signed up for Bybit, make sure you do so on the Cryptopocalypse now, because then you'll officially join our whale platoon gang, and then MarketSpy will take care of the rest. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. My brain is shutting off. It's time to go hit the sack. Peace out, guys. This was an educational video. If you made it to this end of our session, 3 hours, you're a hero. Here's a cookie. May the profits be with you. I'll update you tomorrow. Peace.